Hi friends, this is Yesterday's World, and welcome to our video exploring the oldest languages in history. Language is an essential part of human communication, and understanding the history of language can help us better understand our past and present. In this video, we'll take a journey through time and explore some of the earliest known languages, including their development, evolution, and eventual extinction. From ancient Egypt to Sumeria and beyond. Number 5. Greek. Greek is among the few ancient tongues that still exist today. Indeed, Greek developed approximately 3.5 millenniums ago and is still a primary language in present-day Greece. Greek emerged in the Balkans and was likely spoken before 1450 BC, but the earliest evidence of the existence of Greek during ancient times was on a clay tablet that archaeologists found in Messenia. The tablet dates back to between 1450 BC and 1350 BC, which became an indicator of how long the language has existed. Scholars have shown that, like many other languages, Greek has evolved. The earliest version of the language was Proto-Greek, which was never written down but evolved into all the known Greek versions. The other versions of Greek are the Mycenaean, Ancient, Koine, and medieval versions. Modern Greek, also called Neo-Hellenic Greek, emerged during the Byzantine era.
Eos men krokopeplos από ωκεανού Ιωσοάων, όρνουιτ hina θανάτουις υπός πέρουι ed πρωτούισιν, ed sneo βασίκανε θεού παραδόρα πέρουσα.
Number 4. Sanskrit. Sanskrit emerged around 1500 BC and is still used in some religious ceremonies and texts in Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. Sanskrit is an Indo-Aryan language in the Indo-European family. Like the previous version, more than one version of Sanskrit existed. Vedic Sanskrit is the oldest version of the language. Some people believed Sanskrit was the oldest language and labeled it the mother of all tongues. Scholars indicate that two versions of the language existed, Vedic Sanskrit and Classical Sanskrit. They further point out that the latter evolved from the former. The two versions of Sanskrit are similar in many ways but differ in grammar, phonology, and vocabulary. A version of Sanskrit is still spoken today in many parts of India, and the government even recognizes it as one of the country's 22 official tongues.
Sajivaha Devaha Shivakumaraha Agatebhyaha Vimshati Varshebhyaha Dehalyaha Kasminschit Karyalaye Lipikara Rupena Karyam Kurvan Asid.
Number 3. Tamil. Tamil also joins the list of the oldest languages, having emerged in 3000 BC. Scholars categorize Tamil as a Dravidian language. Tamil likely emerged before 3000 BC when the Tamils printed their first grammar book. The spoken version likely existed before the written format emerged. Tamil is still spoken in some areas around the Indian subcontinent, making it one of the few ancient tongues that exist today. It's therefore the oldest language still in use today. Sri Lanka and Singapore recognize Tamil as a language. The language is the ancestor of many tongues spoken in India today, including Puducherry, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh. The UN declared Tamil a classical language in 2004 based on its original literary tradition, rich in ancient text and antiquity.
குங்குதேர் வாழ்க்கை அஞ்சுதை தும்பி காமம் சப்பாத்து கண்டது மொழிமோ பயிலியது கெழி இய நட்பின் மயிலியல் சிட்டி எயிற்ற அறிவை கூந்தலன்.
Number 2. Egyptian. It's no surprise that Africa, the cradle of humankind, gave birth to one of the oldest languages in the world. The ancient Egyptian language, which used hieroglyphic scripts with symbols of humans, animals, and objects, emerged around 3000 BC and evolved over 4,000 years. The language went through 4 stages: Old Egyptian, Middle Egyptian, Late Egyptian, and Demotic. Each stage saw changes in the written language due to changes in spoken language. The earliest known hieroglyphic scripts date back to 2600 BC and included names and short stories. Autobiographies on tomb walls are examples of hieroglyphs. Middle Egyptian, written in hieratic and hieroglyphs, was used for legal documents, letters, literary texts, and accounts. Late Egyptian and Demotic were used for various purposes. The Egyptian language stopped being used when Arabic became popular in the region. Number 1. Sumerian. The Sumerian language emerged approximately in 3200 BC. It also holds the title of the oldest written language. The Sumerians wrote using cuneiforms, which were wedge-shaped symbols made by pressing a sharpened reed stylus into soft clay tablets. Some of the tablets that archaeologists have found date back to the 4th millennium and contain teaching materials and administrative records. Although the Sumerian language is extinct as a spoken language, the ancient Sumerians who lived in southern Mesopotamia used it to communicate with each other. Later, the Semitic Akkadians began to speak, and Sumerian slowly died off as a spoken language around 2000 BC. However, the Assyro-Babylonians continued to use Sumerian as a written language for almost 1,000 years after they stopped speaking it. Fun fact, Sumerian was never spoken beyond the southern Mesopotamian boundaries.
Iltam Sumra Rashupti Ilatim, Litait Belet Ishi, Rabit Igigi. Ishta Sumra Rashupti Ilatim, Litait Belet Nishi, Rabit Igigi.
Well, thank you very much for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed learning about these ancient forms of communication. Please comment your opinion about this video and also the topic you would like us to make a video about. Don't forget to like and subscribe.